Hello everybody, welcome back to Disattractions episode 5. We are 5 episodes in, and today we're going to be doing a different topic and a different medium. We've done like maybe the major 4 digital mediums now, or 3. We didn't think that we've done 3. We've done video games, movies, TV shows.
So we haven't done literature yet.
Yeah, we haven't done a book yet, but we might do that soon. But that's not. But
technically, wait. Technically, Polar Express.
You're right.
Is based off of a book.
So I guess we have done pretty much all the major mediums, but we have one more to cover.
Comment below if you want to see a Catcher in the Ride. That is something I've been trying to catch for a long time.
But there was one that we still have to do, and that is music.
Yes.
And so if you read the title of this podcast already, I'm pretty sure you were probably at least somewhat interested in what we're covering today. The Gorillaz. And your guys are probably thinking, how the heck are you supposed to translate what? Almost 30-year-old band into like a theme park. And Brett, you can take it away how we decided to take it.
Well, to be fair, the Gorillaz are culturally relevant today as they probably were 30 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not. They haven't had a new album in a couple of years. But regardless, their music has definitely survived through pop culture. I guarantee you could walk into a Hot Topic right now and they are selling Gorillaz. Yeah. It's like they are a very commercially successful band. But the coolest part about the Gorillaz, in my opinion, was outside of them making like legitimately great music. Plastic Beach is one of my favorite albums of all time. I'm a big music head, and Gorillaz is definitely like one of the first tentpole bands that like I obsessed over. Like I had a phase in high school where if you were talking to me, I was probably listening to a Gorillaz song in an earbud. Like that was just like I had an obsessive phase with the Gorillaz. Regardless, back to talking. Back on back. The Gorillaz, I believe, is prime property to adapt into a theme park, especially when it comes to bands, because a big appeal of them is the fact that this is kind of a fictional band. It was definitely made from the minds of Damon Albarn and Jamie Hewlett, who is a popular comic book artist who was drawing Tank Girl at the time and was approached by Damon, to be like, hey, do you want to create a band that essentially parodies MTV and cultural trends and bands? You know, you have like 2D, who's kind of like very much an Oasis type of guy who is this chill and British, you know, and then Murdoch, who's a Satanist, you know, and then exactly, like just it's all a joke. That's the thing. Like this band all started off as a cartoon joke that ended up making legitimately amazing songs. And you know, Feel Good Inc. is probably still one of the most successful like indie songs of all time. Like
it is.
It's huge. Kids Bop did a cover of it, but we don't talk about that. Anyway.
So going back to like what I meant by 30 years old, I meant and there's so much history there that how do you condense that all into a theme park? And I think with our idea of what we're choosing to do for a Gorillaz themed experience, we're not only taking what Gorillaz has done in their past, but we're also envisioning what Gorillaz would be doing in the future setting, meaning that one thing about the Gorillaz that I've always loved is that they don't have an MO. Like, they don't have a standard thing they really go by. They kind of do whatever they want to do music-wise. Yeah. They've tried so many different things with Gorillaz. They either create the most absolute banger tracks you know in your life, or they're absolutely mid. Like, I listen to some Gorillaz songs that are like, I didn't know this was even on the album. But, they either really hit or they're really bad. But that's what comes up, at least in my opinion, when you have an experimental band like they are. So,
it's inconsistent for a reason.
Yeah.
I think they have a few pretty perfect albums. I don't think there's really any bad tracks on like Plastic Beach or even Demon Days. But you get to something like Humans, and it's all over the place.
Mm-hmm. And so you just have a lot of different avenues. And so for Gorillaz, we have decided to do the unexpected. Because Gorillaz is usually good at doing the unexpected.
Mm-hmm.
So we are decided to do a Gorillaz and a first Disattractions first Waterpark.
Yes.
You heard it.
Watch out, Volcano Bay.
Watch out, Volcano. Watch out, Typhoon Lagoon.
Watch
out. Yep. Watch out. What was it called? Aqualantia, whatever. SeaWorld's. Aquatica. Aquatica. It's called Aquatica. Whatever that is.
Have you been to Aquatica?
No.
It's mid.
Yeah.
5 out of 10 of that.
Yeah, SeaWorld has always been kind of mid.
Yeah, I had a job there for 3 seconds one time. That's a fun story for another time.
But yeah, so we were doing a Gorillaz water park, and it's all kind of like stumbled together, I guess is the right word, because we were trying to come up with a cohesive land idea for the Gorillaz, because again, they're all over the place. They have so many different, there's so much lore with Gorillaz, there's so much different locations that the Gorillaz have been to. There's Gorillaz itself is like, I think the Gorillaz themselves are kind of their world, like the 4 main band members are the are the world, I want to say, because whatever they interact with, they create the world that they're in. And so, but we decided to take one of their most visually well-known places that they've been to, and probably arguably one of their best albums, Plastic Beach, into a water park.
Yes.
And so that was kind of the thought process behind that. If you wanted to say anything else about that, how that came up to be, or anything like that.
It was interesting because as we were talking about this, Kevin's like, we should do a water park sometime. As we were talking about it, I was like, Kevin, it's Plastic Beach. It's on the water. It looks like a water park. And he was like, wait a minute. This is our water park. This is it. And so it's like organically came to be. Mm-hmm. And once again, like we said, Gorillaz are all about subverting expectations. And this would be a really cool college student party place. This is going to be the one I think that leans more towards adults than kids as a park than what we've had in the past, because the Gorillaz, Feel Good Inc., it's about cocaine. So, obviously some of these songs have more mature subject matter. Mm-hmm. So that's going to translate to the park. So this could be a fun party park with a booze and people, yelling at each other and punching each other in the face. Mm-hmm. That's what we call a good time at a theme park.
Yeah, I think probably the base audience, honestly, would probably be going to this park would be, honestly, I think millennials. Yeah. Because millennials are probably the biggest fan of Gorillaz, because that's when they really started, booming and everything. Not saying that there's not Gorillaz fans now. I mean, I'm not a millennial and I love the Gorillaz. Yeah. But I was kind of grown during that time. Grown? That's weird. I was kind of raised. I was
grown in a lawn.
I was grown in a lab. I'm Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maria. Side note, we did an episode on Sonic.
We did.
Go see Sonic 3 in theaters right now. It's really good.
Do it. I loved it. It was a lot of fun.
Uh-huh.
Going back to Gorillaz. We're not sponsored by Sonic.
I am sponsored by Sonic.
You're sponsored by Paramount?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Where's my money?
I don't know. How do you think I can afford my bedroom at my parents' house?
I ain't happy. I'm feeling sad. I got sunshine.
In a bag. This is going to be the Polar Express episode all over again.
Yeah, no, it is. So, I want to kind of go back because I didn't really explain my experience with Gorillaz. Who introduced me to Gorillaz? I don't even remember who introduced me to Gorillaz. Obviously, Feel Good Inc. was probably the song that I got introduced on because it's such it's their best. It's not their best. I don't know. It's not their best song, but it's their most popular song. It's a good song, but over the years, Gorillaz has just pumped out albums. I can't think of my words right now. After that whole entire Sonic spin-off.
Sorry.
I kept getting more interested because of not only the songs, but the visual styles, the characters, the lore, the backstories, all that stuff. I kept getting more interested. And I think I kind of drifted away from the Gorillaz for a second. And then when Song Machine came out during COVID, I like binge watched all these lore videos of the Gorillaz, and then I got really back into the Gorillaz again, and now up at the point where Cracker Island came out, and I listened to that. I think it's pretty good. It's definitely not one of my most favorite albums. It has some good songs to it, um, but I'm still looking forward to whatever they drop next. I don't
Yeah.
even know what their plan is, if they're gonna still do any more music or not.
I feel like they'll come back in a little bit.
I hope so.
What's quick question? What's your album ranking? On the spot.
It's hard because I'm trying to think. If I was to rate it, it's a hard clash in between. Almost, I want to say Plastic Beach is almost number one, kind of close to Demon Days, but it's a three-way tie. I almost feel like, because I like them for all different reasons: Plastic Beach, Demon Days, and then original Gorillaz.
Yeah.
I want to say the Now was probably under those three. Humans was probably my least favorite out of them, and if you're including like all their extra albums, that like there's the one album, I forget what it's called, The Loss, I want to say it's called, or something like
The
that.
Fall.
The Fall, that's what it's called.
The Fall is a bad album, but
Yeah, it was like, if you're including all those are of course near the bottom, but I guess, am I missing any right now?
I don't know. Okay, so for me,
Okay,
I'll rank them.
it's hard for me because I'm hard at ranking, like, because they all have good songs for different reasons.
Plastic Beach is my number one, then Demon Days.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'll probably by an inch go with Song Machine Season 1.
I forgot Song Machine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Song
And
Machine's
then
up there too.
the self-titled Gorillaz album at 4. And then at 5, I'd probably go the Now, then Cracker Island, then Humans,
Forgot
and
about
then
Cracker
The Fall. In my humble opinion, The Fall is their only bad album.
Yeah.
Yeah. Humans is their most inconsistent, but there's really good songs on that album, so I think it gets a little.
Oh, we need to take a look at their discography a little bit more, just to kind of value and see what's more. But I know I have a ranking of their songs. Like, I'm not going to go into that. That's not this podcast. But again, moving on from that, so that we're not a music podcast and we actually get to what you guys are here for.
Bethany Fantano here.
Because we just dropped a Gorillaz Waterpark and are not elaborating on that whatsoever. And so it is Plastic Beach themed. And one of the biggest problems that we've encountered with the Plastic Beach idea for a water park is its size. Because Plastic Beach in itself is one little building on top of plastic.
Yeah.
That's about it. And so I think to really create this idea to life, you would need to take some creative liberties and be able to move that farther and basically create maybe a chain of islands created out of plastic, all kind of encased in like this. Maybe it's like, so I'm kind of related to this when I was talking to Brett, to like Raider Springs Racers, where like you have the mountains in the background that are all kind of stand-up cardboard kind of looking at esque, so that it immerses you in the world. Because it's impossible to have endless ocean unless there's some future thing that comes out that makes you able to do that. But like endless ocean, you can't really do well and thematically in a park, but you can create space around that kind of corrals, I want to say. So I think that's the idea, is that this is a chain of islands that are created out of plastic encased in that area, I guess.
Yeah. I think also something that we do need to bring up, this is something I kind of thought about as you were talking,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it is an angle that we do need to approach to. The album Plastic Beach, and kind of the entire idea around that concept album, is essentially about environmentalism. It's a plastic beach. They're afraid about, climate change in some of these different areas. So I do think that this park does need to have a heavy emphasis on recycling and eco-friendly product, and that can even kind of be a point in the park, is about how they are reducing, reusing, and recycling Plastic Beach and making it a better place. Because I can already see the headline being like, they made a theme park based off of an anti-consumer album that was talking about the environmentalism. Anyway, but I do think that that is something that we need to approach, is the idea of like, let's still keep heavy on the theme of environmentalism that the album approaches,
Mm-hmm.
while still making it a cool ride. Because like, let's be real, that album cover looks great, and when
Mm-hmm.
you look at it, you're like, I want to go visit there. You know,
Yeah.
so they didn't do that on accident.
So yeah, I think that's a good point. I didn't even think of that. I think that's a really good point.
Mhm.
Um, for the kind of layout, we have about 4 different attractions. But again, this is just a small idea of what this could be. This could be a huge water park, and it have a lot more stuff than we're offering right now. So if you guys have any ideas, make sure to put those below. But we've created up 4 attractions. We have 2 dining experiences, which are kind of entangled in one. We'll talk a little bit more of that when we get to it. And we have a merch shop with a couple ideas for merch, and that's how we're going to be setting this up. So just like our normal MO for normal episodes, just that structure. So our main headline attraction, we don't have a name for it, but we have an idea for it, and this honestly would be very interesting and a very, very Gorillaz thing to do. And so it is a Aqua Coaster dark ride, basically doing what the Aqua Mouse did not do. I mean, they said let's make what they considered the first theme, like well-themed water attraction. I think it was called a water attraction, not even a water slide. It was labeled as a water attraction, and they decided to put that on a cruise line, because I don't know why they thought they could have the resources to create a water attraction on a cruise line, but
As someone who's been on the aqueduct, I will say it is just some screens of Mickey being like, "We're under the water. Oh no, there's an octopus," and then you just kind of go down a slide, and then it ends.
yeah, it's honorable.
Yeah.
It shouldn't mean. I wouldn't think they would have a lot of space to do that on a cruise line.
No,
I feel like to do, like, if they're gonna label it as a water attraction, they should do it on, like, where they have the funds to actually make it a water attraction. Which
you've got Typhoon Lagoon.
yeah, you have
Yeah,
Blizzard Beach, Typhoon Lagoon. Like, you have 2 whole water parks to use for that. I don't know why they decided to go with a cruise line. Well, like, it's fine to put, like, slides on cruise lines. That's cool. Like, even if the Aqua Mouse was, like, just labeled as a slide, that'd be a cool slide. You know what I mean? But because it was labeled as an aqua attraction, it blew your expectations out of the water when you heard about it, and then you got on it, and it was like, what is it? Like, it's just a slide with a few screens in it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I could put my TV down the slide in my backyard and get the same experience. Like, I don't know.
But you could be heading to the Bahamas and seeing it.
Yeah.
And that's the difference.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah,
I see. That's what makes it the water attraction. But anyways, we're going off track again. We're good at that.
We are.
But is an aqua coaster dark ride that's actually going to do as what it sets out to do, because we want to make it an interactive not interactive. I used that word wrong. Immersive. Thank you. An immersive experience of an actual water dark coaster, but it has slow sections and fast sections. So, like, it actually does the aqua coaster bit, but also does do that dark ride, because there's so much opportunity with the characters in the colorful world of Gorillaz, that we could use.
Imagine the Spider-Man ride, but it's in water.
Yeah, like
it's a lower pitching. Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much. That, or even thinking of like just a normal dark ride. Like, you go back to Disney older dark rides, but imagine that instead, like, you're you're in like an aqua coaster boat, and you're wearing a swimsuit, and you're shirtless if you're, a guy, I guess. I don't know.
It's a Gorillaz park. Either gender can be shirtless, okay?
Yeah, honestly, you're right. Murdoch wouldn't care.
Yeah, I was about to say, Murdoch would love the Mr. Toad's Wild Ride because it ends in hell.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
So, for this story, because, like, again, it's gonna be a dark ride, so it has to have a narrative and a story. So, like, that's what makes it an aqua attraction.
Yeah.
Or a water attraction. What is the most Murdoch thing you could ever think of? Escaping the feds? Is that what you thought? Because you'd be right.
Yeah. That's exactly where we're going.
That's exactly where we're going. So we want to create the entrance to the attraction, and the whole entire where it starts and what you see is going to be that mansion that is on top of Plastic Beach. Because looking at that album, looking at the giant mansion, how would you not want to go in there?
Yeah.
So I think the whole entire queue would be like, Gorillaz has done this in the past, and I come up with this idea myself, is that the MTV Cribs style where Murdoch is giving you a tour of his crib, of his mansion. Maybe the whole crew. Maybe it's the whole entire band is giving it. Or maybe Murdoch's hosting it because he wants money, and the rest of them are annoyed by him. Because that'd be very, very much on par for Gorillaz. Or like Murdoch bursts into Noodle's room and Noodle's like, get out type deal. It's like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah, it's like, well, I'm trying to get money to keep us afloat. You know, like, we're basically like, I don't know where I'm going with this, but you get the idea. But middle of the MTV Cribs tour, the feds come up and say, "Hey, Murdoch, you're wanted in 7 countries for something." Whether it be like, what do you think? What do you think Murdoch would be arrested for? A warrant?
I think it's cocaine.
Drug dealing, I guess.
I literally think it's drugs.
Yeah, probably checks
Murdoch.
out.
Yeah, I don't think. Cause here's the thing about Murdoch. He seems like a chill dude that has some bad ideas.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he's like gonna murder anyone.
Reckless endangerment and
exactly
something like that, or like whatever. And he's wanted in like seven countries or something.
Also, if it was something like assault, that wouldn't be like cool to be on a ride and be like,
no,
like it has to be something.
I feel like even like drugs is pushing it a little bit. Meaning like I feel like people got on the ride and like we're saving a guy who's a drug dealer. I think that'd go down weird in the press. I don't know necessarily how to do this to where like
weed. I think people would be like, okay, weed, whatever.
Yeah, I think that probably like just reckless endangerment, or like something where he hasn't hurt anyone.
It could be like, you're partying too loud; it's disrupting the neighbors.
Yeah, or something like that, or like.
Even though they're on a plastic beach, so I don't know how they would be disrupting neighbors. It's a noise complaint. That's like, the joke. It's a noise complaint. And they're like, what are you talking about? We're on an island. Like,
honestly, that'd be a good bit.
That'd be really
a noise complaint. That would be really funny. Or like
how are the feds here? We're on an island.
Yeah. Why are the feds doing this for a noise complaint?
They're coming in on helicopter.
Yeah, it's like that. They brought the whole military for a noise complaint.
Yeah.
But like you could still do the wanted in 7 countries thing, but just not explicitly say what it is. You just like you're wanted in 7 countries, and you're like for like 12 different offenses, and it's like what or whatever.
What's going on?
And so you got to escape the feds because I'm sure the United States of America would love a water slide where you escape the feds. I'm sure the federal government would love that.
Absolutely.
I'm sure they would love that. They'd be like, "Oh, let's patent this."
We're good. We're signed, sealed, delivered.
Yep. And so that's what we're going to be doing is escaping the feds or escaping authority. I guess feds is too specific. I guess I don't know because like. It could just be the authority. It could be just like whatever. But we're using the word feds because it's kind of fun. And so Murdoch has his escape plan on the Aqua Coaster because you're on Plastic Beach and you can't get anywhere unless you're on a boat or a flotation device. And so they created a secret escape route with the ride. And so it's kind of like this weird chase where you're going throughout Plastic Beach and maybe the different locations around Plastic Beach and the different music videos to try to escape the feds.
The feds. Those feds.
Them feds.
I think it's such a fun idea for a ride, and Gorillaz fans would absolutely explode if something like this happened.
Yep.
It'd be years of vindication. I mean, we're talking about lore references, character references. I told Kevin that Ace from the Powerpuff Girls, who did replace Murdoch as the bassist for the Now Now album, he's got to be in this ride somehow. Maybe he's the one who rats him out.
That'd be kind of funny.
Bro, Ace, what the heck, bro?
I'm not sure the Gorillaz would say, "What the heck, bro?"
What the heck, bro?
He's right behind me, isn't he? It's like some like really cringy Marvel dialogue.
Yeah.
He just said that, didn't he?
Language.
Yeah, I just did that.
What does the interface say about our power level?
Goku shows up from Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, that's the whole idea. We don't really have because normally in our podcast we don't really have a step by step, scene by scene attraction specifically. Maybe we could do a spin-off series on our podcast where we can go back and really lay out every single attraction we've talked about. But since we only have like an hour and a half, sorry, you're interrupting.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I was interrupting. No worry.
Oh no, I was like, you could even we could even make a site and draw out blueprints and post them on a site or something.
Yeah, that would be cool. I think incorporating a lot more than just the podcast into what we're doing is a really cool idea. Yeah. But for the hour and a half time frame we have, I don't really think that we have enough time to really go in depth about each scene that's going on. But we can give ideas about what scenes would be, because you could have screens in some actions, and maybe you have a whole cool set of the Gorillaz. Yeah. Because at the end of the ride or something, they come back to the party on Plastic Beach. Maybe that's the idea of the whole entire Plastic Beach, and why everyone's coming is that they're throwing a party on Plastic Beach.
Yeah, Mitt Romney's there.
Let's add in the Jimmy Carter. Is he dead? Is that too soon?
That's too soon. But it's for memorial for him.
Yeah, there's a Jimmy Carter animatronic.
But yeah, Mitt Romney and the Romneyverse, they all show up.
Mitt Romneyverse.
Yeah, into the Romneyverse.
I feel bad for the people listening that just started on this episode or something, and they're like, "What's the Romneyverse?" When are we gonna do the Romneyverse episode?
It has to happen.
No.
Welcome back to Disattractions. We're gonna be talking about Mitt Romney.
Rip Mommy. Rip Mommy.
Rip Mommy.
But at the end of the Aqua Coaster Dark Ride, I think it'd be really cool. Maybe they escape the feds and the feds are distracted or whatever, and so they go back to the party, and so there's an animatronic band, the band, playing one of their songs at the end, kind of a la what's it called, the Three Caballeros ride at Epcot, where at the end of the ride you have the band playing the song, kind of like that esque. They start playing Melancholy Hill at the end or something. I don't know, something like that. What do you think? Any ideas you could come up with extra for the Aqua Coaster Dark Ride?
I just think it'd be really cool to incorporate a lot of animatronics into a water ride, because it's never been done before, really, and that would be pretty innovative.
To specify water slide ride, because Pirates existed.
Something would be kind of cool is to the beat of the music that's playing, if the slide kind of lifted up and down and dance to it. So as you're in, it's boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah. Honestly, I was thinking in my head, you have little references to different music videos. Part of the ride, you're sliding through, and there's a part where you bust into Noodle's room, but she's covering up her closet because there's a head in her closet.
Oh yeah,
or something like that, or little things like that. Where it's Murdoch's okay, the feds are here, we gotta go, Noodle.
Yeah. Yo, it'd be cool if during Halloween it became a haunted house too. If things jumped out at you,
that would be cool.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
The vibe we should get from this ride is that you just went to a rock concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally it. You're just pumped and you're amped and you're dancing out. Yeah. It's the feeling you get after riding Cat in the Hat. Just pure elation, pure vibe.
The two things you incorporate in every episode is the Cat in the Hat ride and Mitt Romney.
No, you brought up Mitt Romney.
I did actually. You're right. I did bring up Mitt Romney.
That's the first time we ever brought him up.
No, we brought in the first episode. You go back. He actually he came in my room and he said, I'm Mitt Romney and I'm in this episode now. I think he forgot about that whole entire section.
In the first episode?
Oh, yeah, because he came into my room. Mitt Romney actually walked in my room, and he said, all right, I'm in this episode now. I think he forgot about that.
Mitt Romney loves the Cat in the Hat ride.
He does. He's actually well known for that. Just like how Barack Obama loves the Velocicoaster. That's a very well-known thing.
Yes. We all know.
But I think throughout the whole ride, having those party elements, because it would make sense if he was doing a house tour, if it was a party.
Yeah.
Imagine all the queue for the ride would be the house looks absolutely trash with party hats and fake beer cans everywhere and all that stuff. This is the living room or whatever, and there's a body bag on the couch or something like that. It's we like to get a little crazy. Because like even in the queue, you could like Murdoch. There could be screens of Murdoch showing you the different parts of the room, and so it's like entertaining to watch and listen, or whatever. And you're going to different parts, and so when you're on the ride, you go to the different parts of the mansion, like that have the water slide part of it. In the escape system, and maybe you could see parts of the escape system in the queue, so when you're on the ride it makes sense as to why you go to those different areas. I don't know, maybe something like that.
Yeah.
But what was I gonna go on with this? But again, like all the party stuff, and so like the feds or whatever, the government, the whatever, I don't know why the government's coming after a house party. I think that's the funny part. Or the authority, the cops or whatever, I don't know. They come and they say, "Hey, yeah, this is getting too rowdy. You can't do this. Also, you're using too much plastic. You have to reduce, reuse, recycle." Sponsored by the Wildlife Fund.
Kodak.
Yeah, sponsored by Kodak. No, but I think it'd be really funny where it's just like you have to escape.
Yeah.
And then again, like once you do all the different. I guess not. I can't use the words right now. Stuff? What's a different word for stuff? Like different events throughout the ride, and at the end it has the band. You listen to a song, and you're like, well, that was really fun, and then you dock back and you get out your water coaster. And then you go out and you party again. Anything else to add about the aqua coaster?
I think that about sums it up.
Yeah, it's really cool. If you have any extra ideas of maybe certain scenes in the ride you'd like to see or like to talk about, or if you have any ideas about what can be added to that, or even a name for it, because that'd be really cool, let us know. Add a comment. And moving on to the next attraction that we have is this is a mix between me and Brett's idea. I suggested a wave pool. Brett added the Bonesy, and if you don't know what Bonesy is. Brett will go ahead and do a 5-hour dissertation on Bonesy for you real quick.
He is the Gorillaz mascot. He's just this little dude who parties, and he is my friend.
That has been 5 hours with Brett on Bonesy.
He's pretty much like the Gorillaz minions, and minions are cool. And honestly, Bonesy needs to be incorporated in every single element of this park. I think that Bonesy should be incorporated in every single element of our lives. Personally.
Is it a new branch of the government? Is the Bonesy?
Yeah, the Bonesy department.
The Bonesy department.
Honestly, I would approve of Bonesy over Trump's cabinet.
So we have a Bonesy wave pool, and so the idea is that like, I don't know necessarily how Bonesy got correlated with just absolutely going on fire. Is that just a graphic that happens? I'm trying to remember.
So more so like, so my idea for it actually was more so like there's a monkey head.
Oh, is it Bonesy head or is it just a monkey head?
No, it's just a monkey head because you know the song in Demon Days.
Yeah.
Is monkey like monkey. Monkey.
All you can say is monkey right now. You know the song from Demon Days? Monkey. Monkey.
Monkey. Fire coming out of the monkey's head. That's the name of the song. Sorry, I completely blanked because my life's falling apart. But I was kidding. Sorry. Fire coming out of the monkey's head is a popular song off of Demon Days, and I'm like, that's fun. That's a visual aesthetic. There are videos of that volcano with a monkey head on it, and it's like shooting off fire. So that's kind of like what happens with the Rainforest Cafe volcano in Disney Springs. You could incorporate that into the park. So like every 30 minutes, the song starts playing, fire coming out of the monkey's head, and then you go, pew, and then like fire starts shooting out of the volcano, and then the waves start going, and then people drown because they're drunk and they're swimming. We'd have to think about that.
Well, there's tons of water parks that have drinking.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Volcano Bay has it. Like it's not an unknown thing. So I'm sure there's ways to.
Thing, but like a grill is definitely going to be a party vibe.
Oh yeah, definitely. And so I think what's really cool is that I mean for the monkey head, the monkey blows up for the wave pool, but also saying that maybe there's a really cool animatronic of the song machine. that play different songs, and maybe you have different wave intensities for which song you're on or whatever. And it'd just be really cool to just have like a constant flowing music track so that you listen to all the Gorillaz music as you're chilling around in the waves and having a good time drinking on your drink or whatever and chilling in the waves.
Drinking, chilling on the waves. I love it.
Maybe one way to circumvent is to maybe you're not allowed to have drinks or food in the wave pool or any of the rides. The only way you can have drinks is if you're at the bar or the location of it. I think that's probably how you'd help that. But moving on to a little bit more. I'm trying to think of the way I was trying to describe this. So I think also it'd be really cool if there was timed events at the wave pool so that you have like maybe the visual band come up and start playing songs and have like concerts of the band coming out and doing their songs, because they are known to do their visual projections at their shows that they do, and so it'd be really cool if they had that as well on the wave pool, so you can literally be in the wave pool chilling and have the Gorillaz do a show for you. Like, that'd just be really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a wave pool. I don't know what else you'd say with the volcano blow up and the song machine and the shows, and it's really cool. It's a really cool party place. You know, it has all the really cool lights in the wave pool, and it's a bigger wave pool, so you can do a bunch of people. Maybe there's lights in the wave pool at the bottom of the wave pool, so they can color and do like party.
I think projection shows could be fun. You could get like projections of the characters and do like different music videos on the waves.
Yeah.
That'd be super cool.
Yeah, I think that would be cool.
It would feel like Planet Hollywood, but in a wave pool.
Planet Hollywood,
you know, even in Planet Hollywood, like those giant music videos that are playing, and people are.
You're talking about the restaurant. I was talking about the hotel in Vegas. And I was like,
oh no, I'm talking about the restaurant.
The restaurant in Disney Springs.
Type of vibe, but it's like a wave pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be cool. I like that idea for the wave pool.
Something else that we pitched about the ride in general, we think could be funny. Like, you know, obviously you get a bunch of Gorillaz songs, but every once in a while, it's a cover of September sang by 2D, because it'd be kind of a joke, an end joke because of the Guardians ride, you know. So, I think that's a funny idea.
That's great. Great idea. Mitt Romney cover of September.
Do you remember the 24th night? 21st.
We should make a song called The 24th Night of September.
Do you remember the 24th night of December, where nothing happened at all in your life? You just sat and...
That's Christmas Eve. That was when our last podcast opened. Or...
The 24th night of December. Whoa.
It was literally when our last episode came up. Do you remember the 24th night of December? The Polar Express and Romney. So we have 2 attractions left, and one of them is kind of what I brought up, was when in every single kind of water park you have, they have like a set of not body slides. They have body slides usually, but like tube slides that are like around 4 of them on the same tower. So like do 4 different slides. And I was thinking to have that same idea here at this one, but each one of the slides is based off a different band member. And it's not like it's going to be like a lot of like the Aqua Coaster Dark Ride where a lot of money's put into it or a lot of stuff is. It's just a little bit well themed, and they're just normal water slides. But each of the slides are different colors, kind of correlating to the different, you know, band members. So like Murdoch's is green. You know, you have like the goat, like maybe Russell's is like has like a ghost element to it, or part's clear or something, or like, you know, like different things based off of the different band members. Noodles could have like, I'm trying to think of like a good reason for like a good noodle part. I'm trying to think of a different, but you get what I mean. Like different parts, different characters. Like Blue for 2D because of his hair, and maybe it's pitch black in there because his eyes got destroyed in the car. Do you know how 2D lost his eyes? Do you know that lore bit?
Man, I've heard it, but it's been a while.
Yeah, 2D used to work in a record shop, and how he met Murdoch was Murdoch drove a car through it and hit 2D, and killing his eyes, or knocking out his eyes, so he had surgery and he came out eyeless.
Wow.
And Murdoch said, come join a band, make a band with me.
He was like, sure.
Yeah, he said, sure. But like maybe it's like dark in there because of 2D's dark eyes or something like that, or like very, very, very. It's themed well, but it's not expensively themed well, I guess is the right
Yeah.
word to use. And so like maybe the slides have things hanging around them, like maybe 2D's has a microphone stand hanging near it, and like Russell's has a drum set and snare drums and drumsticks.
And
And
like I was pitching, like each slide would have a different song correlated with the character when you go down it.
so that are like focused on each character. So like Noodles
Yeah.
is Dare, Russell's is Clint Eastwood. You have the different. Maybe Feel Good Inc. is 2D.
And then Murdoch was like Cracker Island.
Yeah, Murdoch is a song from Cracker Island, or Murdoch could also be Feel Good Inc. It could be argued for Feel Good because
Yeah.
either one. But that's the idea for those 4 tube slides. I think there would be there's a need for that kind of like that softer, just generic type of tube ride that just can fit people and draw away from the big ride and the wave pool and increase capacity without sacrificing on the experience. Because I would go on those. That'd be kind of fun to go down each one and listen to the different soundtrack as you're going down each of the slides. I'd do.
It would definitely help replay value.
Yeah.
Like you'd want to replay.
It's okay. I get what you mean. The rewritability.
Yeah, rewritability.
Yeah.
It's not you just going down a slide and you're like, well, okay, I never have to do that again.
Yeah, it would just be fun and really cool, and the slides would be really cool. Like the molding of the slides would be interesting and cool. It'd be kind of interesting at the end of the slide, the exits as you're sliding out the mouths of each of the characters. I don't know. That's very Gorillaz-y.
That's fun. I love that.
That's very Gorillaz-y. I don't know how to put it. Moving on to the last attraction that we have, you can take this away, is the Windmill Lazy River.
Yeah. So you're pitching it kind of like in Typhoon Lagoon. There's a family coaster, so you get multiple people on the coaster. I joked that Russell animatronic would be sitting with you, but that's probably wouldn't work. I don't know how that would logistically even work because that'd be way too heavy. But it lifts you up, and Noodle's there. She's kind of like serenading you with the guitar, and it's kind of this chill kind of like family ride for a bit, and you kind of like circle around a windmill. But then outside of that ride, so that ride's very just dead simple. You go up a lift, you kind of go down towards this windmill, but around it's also a lazy river area, and so you can float through the lazy river area and kind of like listen to these songs. But like we are talking about, like the renditions of the songs are like kind of like tropical lo-fi covers of the Gorillaz song, because this entire park is going to be like elevated to a 10 party animal aesthetic, and this is going to be the part where you can kind of breathe. So you have this little ride that's simple family ride, and then right around it's kind of like a lazy river area. It's just very chill.
I think I've come up with a really cool idea. I think we should mix the two together, because I've done it's not a family tube ride, but it's just a normal tube slide, but it slides directly into the lazy river.
That'd be cool.
So you wouldn't have to even move, and you go around, and you can enter the lazy river from the outside and go just on the lazy river, but the slide can just deposit into the lazy river. And so on the slide there's like a flying windmill, but then in the lazy river the windmill has landed on the ground. Cool. And so like there's two different things of it. But I think that's a really cool idea, because what was really cool about when I went to what's it called, Atlantis in the Bahamas, their slides automatically deposit into their lazy rivers, and I thought that was really cool because you didn't have to move to get to the lazy river. So just like a really cool family slide where you circle around the windmill, and maybe there's a little interior dark section where like little caves or something, like flying caves or anything like that, and then you can just deposit straight into the lazy river, and then you can just relax and go on the lazy river and then get out when you want to. I think it would be really cool. And kind of going back to what Brett said about the renditions and the different, like the lo-fi aesthetic, I think an acoustic, like guitar playing would be really cool, like Melancholy Hill, as you're just kind of, or like even just the Feel Good Inc. Or any one of their songs, Rhinestone Eyes or anything, that you're just, just a guitar and maybe some bongos, very tropical-esque as you're kind of going through this lazy river. It'd be really cool. And maybe the lazy river can have this indoor section where you're kind of going under the main ride. so you can kind of see like, or like the main Aqua Coaster Dark ride. So maybe it's you know, there's a drop in the Aqua like Dark ride where the lazy river kind of goes above it, and you can see the people drop under it or something, like, I don't know, to integrate that into the world a little bit, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's
Um,
cute. I love that.
yeah.
I would love to do that. The think about landing because for me, when you ride a water slide and you're at the very end, you just kind of want to float in the water and like get out, and you're like, oh, okay, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So if you could just land in the water and then stay there,
Yeah.
vibes. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really cool, like, without having actually using a lot of money, but somehow make it look like the island from the sky is landing on the ground from like the slide level view. So like when you go down, it transitions really smoothly so that the island actually looked like it landed.
You can even make it like you can have like a sensor to where every time somebody goes on the slide, the thing actually lifts up, and then it gently comes back down every time somebody lands. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe that
Yeah.
might work.
Good
But
time.
honestly, out of everything, that Windmill Lazy River though, why do we always choose the calm places? Like we're sitting there like, I want to do that, like the Chow Garden. The
Yeah,
Windmill...
we're old.
I guess so, yeah.
The
But
Chow Garden, Windmill, Lazy River. Let's combine them together.
Yep. But honestly, I would love the Aqua Coaster Dark Ride thing though. That'd be so fun. That would be fun. And that's all our attractions. Wow, we actually did a lot of attractions this time because we had a lot of ideas, and I think Waterpark is mainly attractions, honestly. Um, so that's really cool, and so I think that's what all of our ideas are. Do you have any other ideas for attractions, or wanted to anything go back on and clarify, or anything that you wanted to discuss more?
I don't think so. No.
I think that kind of sums up all of our ideas for all those attractions, and so
Absolutely.
if you have any ideas for any other attractions, let us know.
Absolutely.
Moving on to dining. We have one kind of main area that also has an exterior place as well, because it's two dining areas. They're separate, but they're all kind of one and the same because they kind of serve the same kind of menu. And how could you not have a party island, beach party, without a bar? And so we have come up, and I coined this term because everyone, if you know the Gorillaz, their first album, I think they've had this story of Kong Studios. Is kind of where the studios they created their album at, Kong Studios. So we're calling it Concoctions, and it hits Concoctions.
It definitely is. I mean that flows so well.
Mm-hmm. And so it's a bar. It's a bar it's very chaotic themed. It's not like a dive bar, but it's like I want to say it's a tropical-esque bar, but it's like intentionally not grotesque is the word I want to say. What's the word that I said earlier? Brett? It's like
Not chaotic.
I guess that's chaotic. It's chaotic. And
I mean, like we were talking about, like if Trader Sam's at Disney had no chill.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if it like had like it just was like out of pocket. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just random stuff for like the names of the drinks on the menu are like weird, and like why is this a thing? Like I talked about having a drink called Murdoch's butt sweat or something like that.
Yeah.
Like something like just
like I pitched you have monkey fire head mugs, kind of like flaming moes. So you have monkey mugs, and they catch on fire when you drink them, and then when you order them, monkeys come out and they start slapping the customers.
It'd be kind of funny if there'd be like, and here's my I mean, this is a lot problematic for like politically correctness deals, but like you could just have a monkey in a cage. He's like, "This is my pet monkey I have in a cage." Murdoch comes out, and that's all he says.
I also I think a fun idea would be if the waiters in that bar, it's like Dick's Last Resort, where you come in and they're like, "Sit down, you stupid person," and you're like, "Oh, okay. What do you want, you filthy rat?" Like.
Or like it's less like being mean and more like just being like absolutely weird. You know, like
Yeah.
Murdoch is like he's absolutely just like I don't know how to put it. He's Murdoch. He's just weird and like he just I don't. I want to say repulsive a little bit. Like I want to say like he's just Murdoch is definitely the idea we're going with this bar because I don't know how you can't not be. Um, but yeah, I think the different drinks and the different. I want to do like there's different things that happen when you order different drinks, so you could order like. This is just gonna be so grotesque, honestly, but it'd be kind of funny if you order the Murdoch's butt sweat, like there's an animatronic of like of hands holding like Murdoch's used underwear and it's squeezing it or something like that, where it's like absolutely like it's just because that's what Gorillaz, especially Murdoch, is he's kind of known to being grotesque and yucky. Or like you could have like the monkey head. I think even just having like a monkey totem statue in it that lights on fire too. It's like a fire bonesy totem.
Noodles.
Noodles. You could order that. You could get it's ramen. That has to be ramen.
Yeah.
It can't not be ramen.
And it's so spicy that if you eat it, you might have to be hospitalized.
Yeah.
The spicy noodle challenge, if you beat it, you get every single Gorillaz record on vinyl.
Crazy. You could have like I'm trying to think of different ones like Russell's Russet Potatoes. This is really bad. Oh man.
This will be like
it's just out of pocket. Like you have a drink called the Rust Bus, where it comes out in like a drink in a school bus mug or cup, and it's like
Mitt Romney really loving those Russell potatoes.
Or something like honestly it would be Russell's spirit concoction type thing where it like comes in like a ghost mug where it's like if you drink this you can let your spirit out and start rapping.
And then so when you order it, like somebody puts a mic to your face, okay, come up with a rap. Like,
finally someone let me out of my cage. There's gonna be karaoke nights at the bar.
Hey up in I got sunshine
in a bag
in my face.
You gotta make a drink called the sunshine in the bag.
Oh yeah, that has to have so much alcohol in it.
Oh yeah, it's like a Long Island iced tea.
Yeah, there's a little bit of cocaine in it too.
Yep.
Depending on the night that you go.
Night that you go.
Yeah,
that's why the feds are invading Plastic Beach.
Yeah, cocaine Tuesdays is what they'll call it.
What?
It's like kids eat free on Tuesday, but it's the exact opposite.
Dude, what the hell? All right. Anything else? Anything else about the bar itself before we move on to the quick service?
Just the fact that I want to go so badly, and they should make it.
Yeah, it's a really good idea. I love it.
The plausibility meter for all of these are probably a 0, but I really
definitely. We're gonna get to that. But also going back to the food, I think it has a lot of pub food. So we talked about like noodles. I think that works well. I think having like you mentioned pizza, having like just pizza or having like margarita pizzas or like an all meat pizza. I feel like Russell's an all meat pizza type of guy.
Yeah.
Like Russell's all meat pizza. You could have like a different you have burgers, but like the burgers are stamped with a Bonesy face at the top. You know, like those burgers that have like the burned stamps that you can have on it. That's done with like the Bonesy face at the top. Bonesy's Boneyard Brew.
Ooh, I like that.
Bonesy's Brew.
Bonesy's Brew? Absolutely.
Bonesy Brew.
I would absolutely have a Bonesy Brew.
There you go.
A Bonesy Brew with my brewski, you know? What if we created skiing on Plastic Beach?
Like skiing?
Yeah, like with a brewski. Sand skiing.
I'm confused.
Me too.
I'm confused. So it's all just pub food. Moving on to the quick service, because this is going to have the same food as the bar here, but it's going to have a shortened drink menu so that you can have more than just the ambiance, a reason to go into concoctions. That just flows so simple out of my mouth. What the heck?
I love that.
So almost like Trader Sam's at the Polynesian at Disney World, because they have an outdoor section of the bar that you can get a small amount of drinks and some of the food from the outside of the bar, so that you can go with there without having to actually have to try to get in, because it's kind of hard to get into sometimes. So having that quick service outside, that's a bigger area that you can still order the food outside of the main bar. But yeah.
Love it.
And then moving on to merch, we have another section on merch.
Merch.
And the whole idea for the merch shop is going to be a record shop, because 2D used to work in a record shop, and as well as it's very on brand for Gorillaz to be record shop.
Especially since, it'd be funny if in the record shop there's a wrecked car in it.
Oh, that would be kind of funny at the top of it or something, and it starts smoking. That would be honestly
eyeballs on the hood.
Yeah, that would be kind of funny.
I feel like the entire aesthetic of this entire park and like the inside of this record shop is very Mad Magazine, like over the top grotesqueness,
And just like it's almost like how else do I put it, like 80s 90s backyard party where
it's like if you watch Nickelodeon on TV.
Yeah, back in the day where it was just like it's a party animal, or like
the natural progression of this is listening to 100 Gex. That's the aesthetic.
But it's a record shop, and one of the things that Brett wants the most out of anything in this entire thing is it to sell Gorillaz figurines.
Yes, absolutely. I've always, when I was a kid, always wanted those kid robot gorilla figurines, and they were like, not a kid, like in high school. And they're always like $100, and I'm like, please release a reasonably priced 2D figurine for me to have, thank you. Or Russ. Russ is my favorite. Russell's the best.
Yeah, Russell is my favorite too. It goes for band members. It goes Russell, 2D, Noodle, Murdoch. I'm sorry, Murdoch.
For me, it goes Russell, Noodle, 2D, Murdoch.
You go Noodle in front of 2D. Noodle's good though. I like 2D too though. I like 2D. I don't know why.
I do too. I like them all.
Yeah, I like them all for different reasons. I think Murdoch is probably the most. I don't know.
He's the Satanist, so I can't put him at first. Anyway.
Oh, and this is Brett kind of went out all on the merch. He wants a Tickle Me Bonesy, which is so on par name wise for the Gorillaz. A Tickle Me Bonesy.
Tickle Me Bonesy, and you push it and it just curses at you. Just like, well, you
don't call the cops. Just like,
don't look in the trunk.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I'm too young to go to jail.
Stuff like that, where it's just out of pocket comments.
So funny.
And then this was my thing, is to sell the physical vinyls of each of their albums.
Yeah.
I think that kind of makes sense. I don't know how you wouldn't have that in the park. But yeah, just have a physical vinyls. And then Brett also came up with a different way to sell vinyls, is to sell records in general. If you want to talk about that.
So yeah, I was thinking more so like, so in Universal Studios, in the Marvel section, they have a comic book store, and it was one of my favorite parts, literally, of going to Universal when I was younger, because there's no other comic book stores in the parks. So essentially, I'm like, let's just make it a record store. Like, they sell music here, because we're not really a record store in any theme parks. Now, logistically, it would be difficult, depending on where this is at and climate-wise, to carry around a record all day long with you in the heat, especially in a water park. But I think you could buy one, put it on hold, pick it up on your way out. Don't carry it around. Put it in a locker. There's go-arounds for it. But I think that'd be a fun little place where you could buy music.
So I think that would be cool.
Imagine like going to a water park and buying Discovery from Daft Punk on vinyl. That's a fun day.
Yeah, it would be fun. I think that's a cool idea, and having it makes it like a real world and stuff. Maybe this would be too far, but the record shop has records, but the cover art is Gorillafied. So
that's so fun though, actually.
So you could have like a famous cover art. I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good cover art, but
shoot, I had it. It's so funny, and I can't think of the name right now. Why can I not think of the name? Oh my gosh. the Nirvana album cover.
Yeah, the baby, but it's
but,
Russell, and he's just chilling in the water or something like that.
Why on? Wait a minute.
Or or you could have like the famous
Yeah.
like the man, I'm trying to think of different ones, but like, they're all just Gorillafied. Like all the different like they have Taylor Swift albums, but it's just 2D or it's Noodle. Or like you have just
it's kind of like what they do with Nevermind from Nirvana. Okay, that was gonna drive me nuts.
Or you have like the Michael Jackson album cover of him with like the silver glove laying on the side. It's just 2D or something like that, or Murdoch or something.
They have an O.J. Simpson vinyl, but he can fit the glove on his hand.
Yeah.
Wait, did he say Russell? Maybe we cut that out.
It's okay.
Okay. Anyway, wait, I was going to say something. It's kind of like the Deadpool.
Yeah.
What they do with Deadpool Blu-rays, but cool because these characters are not annoying unlike Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love that because also like for instance, I have a record collection. I own a lot of my favorite records, but if I saw Disintegration from The Cure, but 2D was on the front cover, I'd be like, yeah, I could buy that record again for that cover.
Yep.
There's rebuyability to that too. That's a genius move.
And have like different names for it, like this instead of the Smashing Pumpkins, it's the Smashing Bumpkins.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Melancholy and the Infinite Noodle.
Or whatever. Like it's just like, yeah, exactly. You can buy the record, but it gives rebuyability because you can have those different covers. And maybe you can buy the covers separately, so if you already have the album, you can just buy the covers so that you can just put the cover back in.
That's cool. I love that.
I don't know. I think it's a cool idea.
Sick idea. That's my favorite idea of this entire thing.
Really?
Like, I kind of want to design some. Yeah, I might on social media design different.
Yeah, if you want to make a post. You should make a post for our announcement of this episode coming out with one of the vinyls you made.
Yeah.
Or something that'd be kind of funny.
I think it'd be fun.
Cool. Well, I guess we should just go back and ask all the merch we had. Actually, we kind of missed a section here with events. I did kind of talk about events with the wave pool because of having like the shows. Is there any other events you could think of? I know you talked about having like laser light shows and like have like very much be projections on the wave pool. But is there anything else you could think of that could be events, character meet and greets? How would you do that? Or
I think the character meet and greets would make sense.
But how would you do that? Like costumes?
Yeah, it would have to be costumes.
It would just look really.
It would look weird, but you could do it.
I feel like the only one that would.
You could have guys come out and dress up as the Gorillaz. You could do that.
It would. It just look weird because Gorillaz are cartoonily look like gorillas. Like they look a little bit like gorillas.
You could do. You're gonna laugh at me at this. You could do a drone show.
That makes more sense Gorillaz wise. I'm gonna be honest. I'll give you more credit for that one instead of the Bluey.
And yeah, and like with the music to go along with the lights at night, that'd be fun.
Yeah, it would be fun. I think for going back to the characters, I think the easiest one to do in a costume wise would be Russell.
Yeah,
don't take this the wrong way, but he's a bigger guy, so he could easily be a costume.
Yeah.
Versus having like 2D or I don't know how you do it. I don't want to do like a Miguel from Coco or like where they just have like the masks on the face but the body is clothed. Yeah. That looks really weird.
I wonder if someone's done this. Gorillaz costumed characters. Oh, my keyboard ran out of battery. Never mind. I'm not going to look that up.
But I don't know how to do the meet, but there would be meet and greets somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Even if it would be like, I'm trying to remember how it was. Did you have a meet and greet with, or did you ever do at Volcano Bay like the spirit of the volcano?
No.
You go into the volcano and there'd be a digital screen and you could talk to it and they'd talk to you back.
Oh, that's cool.
Kind of like a Crush situation, but like it was always going.
Oh, nice.
You could always go talk to him. Maybe you could have meet and greet like that where you could talk to Murdoch or something like that and he could talk back to you, like a voice actor who sounds like Murdoch could talk back to you.
Trying to sell you heroin.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, Murdoch's a druggie. We all know this.
But like you go talk to 2D for a little bit or whatever, and it's like ask him questions, and like you have a voice actor do it with like a tracked animated character. That could work too. I could figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. I love that.
Any other ideas for events I'm trying to think of? I'm top of my head, the drone show. You have a little tiny fireworks show.
Yeah.
You could have like the cops coming, like.
I mean, I feel like a dance party's pretty self-explanatory. It's Gorillaz.
A dance party.
I feel like it would just happen without even it being scheduled.
Yeah, honestly, you're right. You could have a dance area for like you could have like a stage with like a DJ. DJ Bonesy.
DJ Bonesy.
Oh my gosh, you must through that.
Yeah, DJ Bonesy. That's great. I love that. It's like DJ Rex.
Yeah, but it's DJ Bonesy.
Also voiced by Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Wait, he's no longer alive.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
Voiced by Mitt Romney.
Yes. Hello, my fellow Americans. That's not even Mitt
I don't even know who that was supposed to be. General President?
My name is the president of the Plastic Beach and the Gorillaz. And today I say I pass an amendment to dance party dance.
Starts playing Imagine Dragons. I'm waking up from ash and dust.
The Gorillaz fans start throwing things at the animatronic. Make it stop. Make it stop.
So to wrap up everything that we've come up with, we're going to go back from the start. So this idea here is a Plastic Beach water park with 4 attractions for right now. It could expand a lot more because that's generally a water park's bigger than this. But as an aqua coaster dark ride, as features as its main attractions, where Murdoch and you and gang try to escape some sort of authority, whether it be the feds or whatever, I don't really know, because he has been wanted in several states or several countries. And the cue of this would be MTV Cribs. You've invited to go into the party house to do a tour.
Yeah.
Very 90s aesthetic. And then another would be the Bonesy Wave Pool that has an exploding monkey head, as well as the song machine that will run with the rest of the Gorillaz crew coming out for like projection shows and different things to be projected in the water. A lot of colorful lights. The next one would be the 4 tube slides I talked about, where each slide is themed to each of the different characters that play different songs correlating to each character as you ride down them. And then the Windmill Lazy River, which you have the actual slide that deposits straight into the lazy river, themed around the windmill and peace. This is like the peaceful side of the park, so it just has acoustic, lo-fi themed music of the Gorillaz songs. For our dining, we have concoctions, which has pub food, pizza, and burgers, as well as the noodles, and Russell's russet potatoes. And creative drinks and different fun things that different things happen when you order different drinks. Very much like a tropical bar that you'd go to, like Trader Sam's, but a lot more chaotic. On the other hand, you have the quick service right outside of concoctions that offers the same food, but with a less shortened drink menu. They're able to go to that's like themed just to the band in general, different cool knickknacks and such. Going on to merch. We have the record shop, which is that theme for that merch, which holds Gorillaz figurines, a Tickle Me Bonesy, physical vinyls, and other records that are Gorillafied. Gorillafied's a funny word to use.
Yeah.
And then for the events, we had the meet and greet, maybe the digital meet and greet. Maybe that's how that would work. You'd have the shows on stage on the Bonesy Wave Pool. You have the dance party, because Brett loves dance parties so much.
I would never participate in that. Funniest thing about that.
With DJ Bonesy.
DJ Bonesy dance party.
And so those are all the ideas that we came up with. Now it's to our famous probability rating. You can go first, Brett, on this one. What do you think of all this? I can give you a list so you kind of know what to talk about if you want, or do you have everything already thought of?
You got it.
Okay, you got it. I'll let you take it away.
Big ride would be a logistical nightmare to figure out. Could they do something like that one day? For sure. Will it be about the Gorillaz, a cult band? Probably not. So I'd probably go like a 2 for probability. 2 out of 10. Probably not gonna happen.
Honestly, if you want to just do the whole entire park as a whole, because the Gorillaz park is never gonna happen.
No, I want to break it down.
Well, actually, remember how last time we talked about the probability in respective to the park? I think we should go back to that because, like, in this case, there's never going to be a
Okay.
2. It's never going to exist. I feel like
the ride's still a 2, even if they made a Gorillaz.
Okay, even if this was a real thing.
Yeah,
okay,
a huge ride like that. If they made a Gorillaz Park, that restaurant, I would go for a 4. Maybe they would have a restaurant. I just don't know if that would be their approach.
The bar.
The Lazy River water slide with the windmill that goes up and down is probably like a 3 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Now the wave pool, that would be like a rave. Again, I don't know if they made a Gorillaz section if it would be a water park at all.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
Regardless, if it was, that would probably definitely happen. So putting all of that in consideration, probably like a 5. The dance party's like a 10. If you had a Gorillaz, of course, we'd have a dance party.
At least a dance area, at least.
And the DJ thing, yeah, that'd all be a 10.
The merch, the record shop.
The record shop. If it was a Gorillaz area, yeah, that would be happening. It'd be like an 8 or 9.
Yeah. How about the Tickle Me Bonesy specifically?
10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15,
How about the Tickle Me Romney?
1.
Tickle Me Romney?
Yeah, 1. Tickle Me Romney.
I love coffee. That's just what he says when you...
I watched all 3 seasons of Ted Lasso.
Okay, so I guess honestly, I agree with every single one of your ratings, I think. The Aqua Coaster would be a logistical nightmare, but I love the idea. Bonesy Wave Pool would be interesting.
Imagine how much that thing would be shut down.
Oh, you know that'd be shut down. And just the loading speed is so slow on that thing. It just does not make sense to make, but I want it to be made.
I want it to happen anyways.
Bonesy Wave Pool, I want to give that a 4.
A 4?
I mean, there would be a wave pool. If it was a Gorillaz water park, there'd be a wave pool. I'd say we go to 4. The tube slides is kind of fun. I think that would make more sense more than the Aqua Coaster Dark Ride, so I'll give that a 5 maybe. The Windmill Lazy River I'd want to see. I don't think that'd happen, but it's for a Lazy River. I think it's a little too advanced, but it would be really cool. I'm gonna give that a 3. The Concoctions, I honestly think a bar themed to Gorillaz could exist. I feel like even out of the world of a water park or theme park, I feel like a Gorillaz pop-up bar could exist. I feel like it could.
Yeah, it could.
I'm gonna give that a 5. The quick service is just added on a 5 with it, I guess. For the merch record shop, I'm gonna give that a 6 or 8. If you have a Gorillaz park, they're gonna have a record shop type thing where they sell their music. That has to be a thing. So I'd see 8. The Tickle Me Bonesy is a 10. It has to happen. I don't know what they're thinking if they don't do a Tickle Me Bonesy. That's a staple in Gorillaz lore.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all the events, the dance party is pretty solid, like 8 or 9. And then the character meet and greet, digital meet and greet, I could see that. I'm gonna say a 7. But yeah, and that's all of our probability ratings. I also kind of want to add a fun section here at the end here, talking about what is your favorite thing out of all of this? What was out of all the ideas we think, what would you think is the one thing you would want most out of any of this?
Okay. This sounds... The ride is cool. It's really cool, and I would love if something like that existed.
Which one?
Like the main ride.
Okay.
Like the
Aqua Coaster.
That would be so fun. But honestly, I really love the idea of making album covers with the Gorillaz characters on them. I think that's super fun. That like sparked my imagination the moment you brought it up. I was like, oh, yo, that'd be awesome if they did that. So yeah.
Cool. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I think my favorite out of all these ideas is the Windmill Lazy River.
Yeah.
I just would want to go in there all day and relax and go get a drink from Concoctions. I don't know. I find that cool. I think that's probably one of my favorites. But also, I like the Aqua Coaster a lot. I feel like if I went on the Aqua Coaster and it was actually made, I feel like I would love that like a lot.
Yeah.
But I think the Windmill Lazy River just sparks my interest mainly because I can hear it, I can see it. Like in my mind, it's one of those imageries that's like, it doesn't have to be more than it is, and it's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I can hear it, see it, smell it, everything. So
vibes.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that would probably be my most favorite. And I think that wraps up the whole episode.
Yeah. So I do want to bring something up.
Yeah, go ahead.
This is something important for our viewers. You should have brought this up at the start of the episode.
No worries.
The very first episode, I declared that our mission statement for this show would be for a theme park or someone to steal one of our ideas and maybe incorporate it somehow. I said you didn't have to give us credit. And ladies and gentlemen, we're only 5 episodes in.
4 episodes in when this happened.
Yeah, 4 episodes in when this happened, but we're 5 episodes in now.
Yeah.
And it's already happened. So we can stop the podcast. No, but essentially, we have our first. So it was announced recently that Disney's going to incorporate Bluey into the theme parks with the Bluey meet and greet. My prediction, it's going to replace Olaf. See you later, Olaf. It's going to be Bluey. That's my prediction. And there's going to be a Bluey dance party, which is something that I pitched.
This is just crazy because, I mean, well, what's kind of funny is we know that this probably was going to happen either way. So obviously, I think we just called it. Called it.
You said that Bluey would never come to the Disney parks.
I know because I didn't think it would.
Yeah. But it's happening.
So I guess it's happening, but what was I going on?
I think the Bluey dance party is going to take place at the Mickey Shorts Theater. That's my prediction.
I thought the dance party was on the cruise line.
Oh, is it? Is it not happening in the parks?
I heard it was the cruise line.
Oh.
The Australian cruise lines.
Interesting.
That's what I heard, but maybe I'm wrong. But anyways, no matter what, our ideas were taken.
Yeah.
And I looked at my statistics. There is like 9% of our viewers living in Australia. Which one of you guys ratted us out? I'm kidding, but I think it's just really funny of a coincidence that even happened. I think that's really funny. I think we continue doing this, the more and more we see that those things happen. But
especially if we kind of like toy with it.
Yeah,
we know a Pokemon ride's gonna happen, so maybe we pitch it already.
I want that.
We know Wicked's probably gonna happen. Why don't we pitch that?
Yeah, it's easy to make calls like that.
My prediction is that I would kind of love to do an episode where we pitch a Simpsons ride, even though one actually already exists, because I think they'll make one in Disney. My prediction.
Yeah. I think we could do a separate spin-off series called like Disattractions Remixed or Disattractions Redone or something like that, where we take existing IP that has stuff and recreate it to be better or like in our own image. Yeah, we could definitely do that. I think that's definitely something we could do later down the line once we establish this one as a long-growing series.
A Jimmy Fallon ride that like
Jimmy Kimmel.
The Jimmy Kimmel.
Except it's nothing like the Jimmy Fallon ride. It's like a very well-made, prop-heavy, like...
Yeah, there's animatronic Kimmels.
Yeah. It's like the biggest... like it's like on par to Rise of the Resistance.
Can we do some David Letterman world?
Oh my
god. There's a show where you walk in and he confesses to cheating on his wife live on air.
Oh my gosh. All right, dude. I think this episode's going on. We're gonna start talking about random stuff again.
Yeah.
So I think that's all we have for you today. If you guys have any other ideas about kind of what for Gorillaz or any other ideas for theme parks in general, let us know. Do add a comment to the comment section, like the video, send us an email to our business email, or do anything you'd like. Reach out to us.
Sugar Ray theme park?
Huh?
Would you like a Sugar Ray theme park? You know the band Sugar Ray?
I don't know what Sugar Ray is.
Oh.
This just happens every time at the end of the episode. What is with you? Thank you guys again so much for watching the whole podcast. We really appreciate you taking the time to listen. Again, follow our socials on Instagram and subscribe on YouTube or follow us on Spotify. We are growing slowly every day. If you have any ideas, put those ideas in the comments below. We would like to create a community of different creative theme park ideas and anything you'd like to think of. If you have a good idea, even for a Gorillaz album, Gorillified album, honestly.
There you go.
So... please share it to everyone you know so we can get this podcast up and growing and can do more. So I'm Kevin, and hope you guys have a good rest of your day.
And I'm Brett. Thanks for watching.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.